Good day to you all. I'm Angeline T. Galiato and I am here to share with you the rules in bowing of Judo. Rules. Good conduct is a matter of safety and respect for others in an active Judo class. Bowing, you must bow at all of the occasions listed below. This is a matter of respect as well as safety. First is to the room when you enter. Second is to the office when you enter regardless of whether or not there is someone inside. Third is when you step on or off the mat. Fourth is to the room whenever you exit. And sixth is whenever instructed to do so. This courtesy is expected from every judoka at all times. It should also be noted that bowing to black belts in greeting is respectful and customary. While other groups are bowing in or out, stand silently. Do not sit, do not talk, and do not change. Inform the instructor of any injuries before class begins. Do not change in the mat room. Arrive in your G or change in the locker room, not in the mat room or bathroom. If you are walking from the locker room, make sure your belt is tied before you walk through the RSF. This applies to all belt levels. Always wear shoes to and from the mat. Never wear shoes on the mat. If you are late to the class, wait on the side of the mat with your hand raised until a black belt indicates you can step on. Bow before doing so. And that's all. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I would like to discuss the lesson 1 of Judo, which is Judo rules, ethics, and safety. But mainly, I will only discuss the ethics and proper conduct in Judo. So first is the etiquettes of Judo. Number 1 is before stepping into the mat, the contestant must bow. Second, before starting and after ending the game, the contestant must bow to each other and also to the competition area. Third, if anyone will use bad body gestures or use of foul languages, then he/she will be disqualified from the tournament. Now let's move on to the proper conduct and expectations. First is the character. The first requirement to become a practitioner of Judo or judoka is being of good moral character. Bullies, thugs, and those with improper motives will be expelled. Students using Judo improperly anywhere will be expelled from classes. Second, class attendance is very important. Students are expected to arrive at class on time and to attend class regularly. Sporadic attendance impedes both learning and progression in rank. Attendance requirements must be met in order for judoka to advance in rank. Third is ethics. Judoka is expected to exemplify the philosophy and discipline of Judo in every aspect of life. Every judoka must be intolerant of unethical behavior and act swiftly to eradicate it by using established ethical procedures. In this way, morality and integrity will remain the fabric of Judo's course. So that is the Judo rules of ethics and proper conduct. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I am Vibrina Ishisanita of PE Ed 2A. We're going to discuss about the Judo, ethics, rules, and safety in terms of clothing. First is wear a uniform to practice. Exception, beginners may wear sweatsuits or loose-fitting, durable shirts, and long pants. And when students determines that he or she wants to continue with class, then judo uniform or judogi should be purchased. And next is bring footwear to wear to and from the mat. Practice occurs barefoot. Next is do not wear jewelry or anything with metal in it on the mat. This includes necklaces, bracelets, rings, piercings, braces containing metal, and etc. because it might cause actual injury. Next is wear a clean judogi. Wash it before it shows signs of use. Because having a clean judogi is also a matter of respect for your partners and for yourself. Next is women wear a t-shirt underneath your gi. During a competition, only a plain white t-shirt can be worn, and men are not allowed to wear shirts under their gi during competition. And lastly, women should consider wearing a sports bra or appropriate clothing. And men should consider wearing an athletic supporter. It is for them to protect their sensitive parts. Again, I'm Yubernishi Sanita of BEd 2A. Thank you.
Judo, winning and scoring.
Different types of judo scoring.
Ippon is 1 full point. Waza-ari is a term used for throwing done with less force. Yuku is a term for the smallest score that can be awarded in judo. Kuka is awarded when the opponent is spent 10 seconds or longer but not less than. Other ways of scoring: scoring ippon, scoring 2 waza-ari, receive grace, payments or penalty for a service violation, joint locks, forced judos, minor infringements of minor violations. Lastly, opponents withdraws due to injury. Throwing techniques in judo. Shoulder throw involves turning and lifting your opponent on your back while keeping both hands on their judogi throwing. Major outer reaping. When attaching with a sweep through your force your opponent lean backwards by pulling down the gi at his right elbow. Major hip throw. This is commonly known as big hip, is a throw that uses one's hip as leverage to throw one's opponent.
Hello everyone! Today, I'm going to discuss the Lesson 3, Penalties and Prohibited Acts in Judo. There are two penalty categories, Shido for minor violations and Hansokume for serious violations. A contestant who draws 4 consecutive Shido will incur a Hansokume. The number of Shido and the corresponding points which are awarded to the opponent are as follows. Second Shido, Yoko. Third Shido, Waza-ari. Fourth Shido, Hansokume, Ippon. Penalty criteria. Because the Koka was abolished, a first Shido no longer results in a point for the opponent. However, a second Shido will confer a Yoko on the opponent. Even so, the first Shido is still called and is still indicated on the scoreboard. So here are the prohibited acts and penalties in Judo. For Shido, minor penalties. First is to intentionally avoid engagement with opponent. Second, to adopt an excessively defensive posture, generally for more than 5 seconds. Third, to feign an intent to attack but clearly lacking an intent to execute it, false attack. Fourth, to grasp the opponent's sleeve for defensive purposes, generally for more than 5 seconds, or to twist the sleeve. Fifth, standing with fingers mutually end-to-end for 5 seconds or longer. Sixth, intentionally disarranging one's own uniform and retying the belt or pants drawstring without the referee's permission. Seventh, pulling the opponent into a niwaza from a condition in which a transition to a niwaza is not possible. Eighth, inserting the fingers in the opponent's sleeve or leg openings. Ninth, gripping the opponent in a manner other than the normal komikata without attacking, generally for more than 5 seconds. 10th, falling to attack before or after taking the komikata stance.
Number 11. Grasping the opponent's sleeve between the thumb and fingers, or pistol grip. Number 12. Folding back and grasping the opponent's sleeve, or pocket grip. Number 13. Grasping the opponent's foot leg or pants leg without simultaneously attempt a nagiwaza. Number 14. Wrapping the both ends or uniform hem around any part of the opponent's body. Number 15. Bearing the hem of the uniform, one's own uniform or the opponent's uniform. Number 16. Placing a hand, arm, foot, or leg directly on the opponent's face. Number 17. Hooking the foot or leg in the opponent's belt or collar. Number 18. Struggling the opponent with the tonic hem, belt, or directly with the hands. Number 19. Moving outside the contest area or intentionally pushing the opponent outside the contest area. Number 20. Applying a leg scissors lock to the opponent's trunk, neck, or head, crossing and extended the legs. Grave infringement or hansoku maki. Defeat by accumulated light penalties. Number 1. Applying a kansitsuwaza anywhere other than to the elbow joint. Number 2. Lifting a supine opponent off the floor, then throwing him back to the floor. Number 3. Ripping the opponent's support leg from the inner side when the opponent has applied a haraguchi or hip sweep, and etc. Number 4. Failing to follow the referee's instructions. Number 5. Uttering meaningless cries or using speech or behavior which is disrespectful to the opponent and the referee. Number 6. Committing an action that poses an injury risk to the opponent or an action that violates the spirit of judo. Number 7. Failing directly to the floor while applying or attempting to apply a technique such as the yudihishigi, waki gatami. Number 8. Throwing the opponent to the floor head first when executing an uchimata, haraguchi waza, etc., or failing directly backwards while executing a kataguruma from either a standing or kneeling posture. Number 9. Intentionally failing backwards with the opponents clinging to one's back. Number 10. Wearing metallic objects or other hard objects which could pose a hazard to the opponent.